Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am currently in Big Bear, California, which if you don't know, it's a very beautiful little touristy town. And we're going to be doing today's video from the hot tub. Okay, so this is so weird to do this from the hot tub in the water, but it actually is pretty nice. You know, it's been really nice to come here. This is my first vacation that's not work related in years, and Bella has really loved the yard, the freedom, just being in the wilderness. I came with JC and Joey, and one of my best friends, Jacqueline Glenn, came up with her fiance, and we've just been having so much fun. This has been planned for a while, and it just so happened that we came here the day all the craziness in LA started happening. So it's been nice to get away from it. I hope everyone's staying safe. Today's video is a bit different. Today's video, I'm actually going to be discussing every trans influencer under the sun. My thoughts on them, whether we're friends, whether we're not, whether they've made videos about me, whether they haven't. Not to spread negativity, but just to answer any questions you guys have, because you guys ask me constantly, what do you think of this person? What do you think of this person? Did you see they made a video about you? Do you know this person? So I thought, why not just compile a big ass list? Keep in mind, this video is not to send any negativity towards anyone. This is not to inspire a hate mob of any kind. There's enough of that going on in the world. We don't need that. This is just lighthearted, my thoughts, and answering all you guys' questions. But before we go right into talking about Cat Black, Gigi Gorgeous, Nikita Dragon, Concha, everyone under the sun, big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN. If you don't know what a VPN is basically an app/browser extension which allows you to place your browser anywhere in the world so you can surf the internet safely and anonymously. It allows you to access and unblock websites and social media networks that you otherwise might not be able to see. It's great because it actually adds an extra layer of security while you're online and while you're browsing to keep your passwords, pictures, videos, everything super safe. Surfshark is amazing because it actually allows you to stay safe on public Wi-Fi, which is obviously a great commodity, but also a goldmine for hackers. Surfshark is the only VPN that allows you to use one account on any amount of devices as well, which is great. You can use my code Blaire for 85% off, as well as 3 months completely free. They offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's really no risk. The link is in the description right down below, so check them out. So this is gonna be just a random list. Let's start with Cat Black. Cat Black is a trans YouTuber, male to female. Interestingly, last name Black, last name White, literally black, both trans, same birthday. Believe it or not, we have the same birthday, same year, same month, same day, September 14th, 1993. Now, I have a lot of disagreements with Kat personally. I think she is intelligent. Some of her content I do like. A lot of it I think is kind of out there and I don't like. And we definitely have had beef over the years. I remember she did a live stream, I think in 2017 or 2018. It was about an hour and a half long, where she refused to say my name, but she did this whole spiel about how she just knew I was gonna detransition and how I was miserable and hated myself, and she just knew that in a few years I would not actually be trans still. Still am. Still waiting on that detransition. Hi, Kat. Other than her content though, you know, she's known as a trans activist. That's what she's known for on Wikipedia and everywhere online. I don't know if she owns that or not, but I seem to remember her telling a trans teenager to off themselves on Twitter, which I did call her out on back when it happened, I think in 2019. Imagine if I did that, you guys. The amount of hate I get over the smallest things, and sometimes valid things, of course, but imagine if I did that. People would never let it go. But for some reason, people just forget Kat did that. I don't know. Shout out to you, Kat. I think you've made some mistakes, but I do think you are an intelligent woman, and I do like some of your videos. Next up is Rose of Dawn. So Rose of Dawn is criminally undersubbed, and some people make fun of her and call her my understudy. I don't think she's my understudy at all. We are friends, and we have similar viewpoints on certain things. So if you want to, you know, everyone always asks me, are there any other trans YouTubers who have similar opinions to you? Rose of Dawn, check her out on YouTube. She's amazing. She definitely is, I'm not gonna say smarter than me and put myself down, obviously. You guys can if you want, but she definitely does the same types of videos as me, but goes more in depth. Whereas I like to have more fun with stuff and be a little more lighthearted. She does deep dives and really analyzes a lot of stuff. She was also one of those people that was on the front lines when the Jessica Yaniv story happened. I think I might have actually found out about it from her. So shout out to Rose of Dawn. She's a really sweet person. She's from the UK. She needs to move here. But yeah, please go subscribe to Rose of Dawn because she really deserves it. She's a very smart woman, and shout out to her. Okay, so next is ContraPoints. If you guys remember, maybe you don't. I mean, I've had a lot of sub growth since then, but about 4 years ago, I had a debate with ContraPoints, I think before Contra even identified as trans. That's how long ago this was, right? And ever since then, there's been, I think, quite a few videos made by Contra about me, and I haven't actually addressed Contra once other than to defend her when the world was trying to cancel her for daring to say that non-binary is different than transgender. I did a video where I totally had her back. So it was a little disappointing to see recently she called into question the ethics of me calling out Jessica Yaniv. I'm not sure why me calling out Jessica Yaniv has made so many different trans influencers mad. Like, of all the things I've done, that seems to be one that makes people mad. I really don't know why. To set the record straight, I call out Jessica Yaniv and I do predator-themed YouTube videos because I actually am a rape victim, rape survivor, really. I like to say that better. When I was a teenager, I've been very open that I was raped by a man much older than me, and ever since then, you know, I never sought justice when that happened to me, so ever since then, I have been very interested in bringing others to justice. That included Jessica Yaniv. Contra basically called into question the ethics of me platforming Jessica Yaniv and bringing her onto my channel and said that it was wrong, basically. And my whole thing was, I raised thousands of dollars in that live debate with Jessica Yaniv for the businesses affected by Jessica Yaniv. You guys know the big thing was her suing waxing salons. She was arrested 20 minutes after the live stream and went to jail and is currently facing some serious weapon charges because of that live stream. So I'd say it was a pretty big success. I'm not sure how anyone could twist that into somehow being a negative thing when, I mean, I'm not going to say I made it happen. Obviously, Jessica had to mess up on camera, but I gave Jessica enough rope to H herself, get in trouble, and get arrested 20 minutes after the live stream. So I really don't regret it. And anyone who thinks that I shouldn't have done that, I don't really care. And what was very interesting to me, despite ContraPoints saying that it was a bad thing for me to do the live stream, was after that live stream, I actually got a DM from ContraPoints with her encouraging me to continue attacking Jessica Yaniv. So to then do like an hour and a half long video, she didn't talk about that the whole time, but to do a very long deep dive of why I shouldn't have been platforming Jessica Yaniv and how I had bad intentions for doing it, you told me to do it in a DM. And that's my biggest thing with YouTubers in general. They're always different in DMs than they are on camera. It's a cluster F. It really is. One of her points of contention was how many videos I did about Jessica Yaniv and how I was milking her for money or for cash, when first of all, any predator videos I do on YouTube get demonetized. That's not really a topic that Pepsi wants their ads on, for example. I don't think 5 is that many, especially when I'm pretty sure Contra's done that many, if not more, on me. And one more thing, based on the fact that Jessica Yaniv doxed me, put my address out, and put my life and my fiance's life in danger, if I wanted to make 5,000 videos dragging that person, I think I have a right to. Anyways, so moving on, you guys always ask me my thoughts on Guerra, who is a trans guy YouTuber. And what's actually kind of funny, because we have collabed before and we posted pictures together on Instagram. So I don't know why some people don't know that we know each other, but we do. And I personally love Calvin. He's basically a little brother to me, although he calls me his aunt, which makes me feel old. I think he's very sweet. I think he's very fun. I think he has a really good head on his shoulders. He is actually going to school to be a lawyer. He does not have his sights solely set on YouTube, which is a very smart thing. He has big goals and he's really, really intelligent. He got his transition out of the way at an age to where he can now look forward to the rest of his life. And I think that is amazing. Go subscribe to Calvin too. I love Calvin. Oh my God, next is Riley Dennis. So if you are an OG subscriber from the 2016, 2017 days, started my channel, you would know that this person and I had huge beef back in the day. I made quite a few videos on Riley, some of them that I definitely ended up regretting and apologized for because I was definitely a little mean and I was just younger and dumber and whatever. And the thing with Riley is I'm not sure what type of videos Riley does now, but you guys always ask me for my updated feelings on Riley, and my feelings are still have the same amount of ideological differences and opinions on what being trans is, what it is to be trans. However, I truly, as with everyone else on this list, I hold no animosity. I think that Riley deserves every right to be happy as well. I know that Riley has been through hell and back on YouTube as far as hate, and hopefully Riley has healed from that, and hopefully Riley is living a great life. And so for everyone asking my updated thoughts on Riley, I think you're married now. That's amazing. Riley beat me to everything, by the way. Riley got facial feminization surgery before me. Riley got on hormones before me, and Riley got married before me. That's the gag. Shout out to Riley. Next is Gigi Gorgeous, the OG Gigi. So Gigi is one of the first trans YouTubers, maybe even the first, I don't really know. let the record show. Maybe, maybe not. But I definitely watched Gigi Gorgeous before I even became a YouTuber or was even trans. I just realized I was watching Gigi back before we were both trans. And Gigi transitioned, I think, a year or two before me. And honestly, Gigi is not a political YouTuber, so that's not really where my mind's at when talking about Gigi. We have our differences for sure, but at the same time, Gigi's channel for me has always been more about escapism and about glamour and fun, which there's a place for that for sure. Not every trans YouTube channel has to be like mine, which is just like going in about things all the time. You know what I mean? And I just remembered I actually met Gigi and hung out with her in a club. So I actually met, you guys remember my video I did with my hater, with the person I met who disagreed with my videos? Well, she actually knew Gigi and was like, hey, we're at the Abbey, which is a very famous club in LA, which, is that open yet? Hey, lockdown. She's like, hey, I'm here with Gigi, come through to our VIP. So I went and Gigi was dancing on tabletops, very much like Paris Hilton, very much having fun. I think she's just living her best life. And I have nothing negative to say about Gigi. She was very sweet. She wasn't super personable in person because I think she's used to meeting a million people. So it's not like we bonded or anything, but it was fun, you know, partying with her for a little bit. So shout out to Gigi. So next we have Buck Angel. So Buck Angel is very iconic in the trans community, not really a YouTuber, but I wanted to throw him in here because I feel like he's a very sweet person. We have differences and similarities as far as beliefs and opinions and ideologies and everything like that. He's very supportive of me and my career. I'm very supportive of him. We keep trying to hang out because we both live in LA, but time just keeps passing by. I don't know. He is an iconic trans man. He has been around for a very long time. Not to say he's super old, but he's definitely older than me, and people recognize him. He's been in very many memes. People recognize him. You know what I mean? Whenever he texts me, he signs off as Tranpa, like trans grandpa, which I think is so cute. Not much else to say other than shout out to Buck, and yeah. So last is Kim Petrus. Now listen. If you guys have been following me and you guys tuned into my live streams over the past couple of years, I have been so supportive of Kim Petrus's music because I think the concept of a trans pop star is so cool. She is pretty iconic. She transitioned at a very young age. I remember seeing interviews and stuff of her when I was very young and feeling very inspired in a lot of ways. So I met Kim a couple years ago when she was barely starting her music career here in LA, and I was one of the only people to show up to one of her shows, again at the Abbey. I keep going to the Abbey. There was not a lot of people there, not a lot of people knew who she was at first, and we had like a little bit of a moment. And honestly, I had begun hearing through the grapevine that Kim didn't like me and Kim thought I was a very bad person, which I was confused by because I was never anything but kind to her. I would encourage my supporters to buy her music. So when I heard that, I was shocked, and it was a very reputable person that told me that. But she basically heard me talking about that in a live stream and then proceeded to message me saying, it's all good, I love you, everything's really amazing, like you're great. And I thought that was really sweet because she didn't have to reach out. She didn't have to say, you know, we're cool or I like you or anything like that. So I felt really good about that. However, a few days later, she tweeted, "F Blaire White." And I was very put off by that. And she was actually responding to a Twitter troll who was telling her to hate me. And so I thought it was just, again, the whole like way different in DMs than they are in public type thing. It's such a common thing in LA and just in this industry in general. And I'm not gonna lie, my feelings were hurt, like really hurt. It hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like she definitely gave into the cancel culture mob by joining in and saying "F Blaire" despite behind closed doors saying how much she loves me. And that's really unfortunate. I think there's a lot of people maybe in her ear. And you know, I'm sure it's very difficult being in the music industry. I don't know what it's like, but I do know that again, I don't tell people I love them behind closed doors and then publicly bash them. That sucks. So if Kim felt that it was best to distance herself from me and my public persona or whatever, more power to her, do whatever you want to do, but I just feel like she didn't have to say "F Blaire." She could have just never talked about me or to me again. She didn't have to say "F Blaire." You know what I mean? However, I'm not petty. I still bump her music. I still, you know, want everyone to succeed. I still think it's really cool. I think she's very talented, and shout out to Kim, even though you hurt my feelings. Okay, with that being said, you guys, I hope that answers any questions you had about any of the trans influencers on this list, how I feel about them, etc. Again, I have no hate and no animosity for a single person on this list. Of course, I enjoy more than others because I'm human, but I don't have any hate. Please don't send any hate. There's enough of that going on in the world. Life is so crazy right now, and I feel like the older I get, even people I had, you know, beef with in the past, I'm letting it all go. Let it go, let it go. Make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're not. I know you've watched 4 or 5 videos. I know you're probably gonna watch 4 or 5 more. You might as well just join the family. The thing about it is I don't have friends, so I need subscribers. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and now TikTok, because I post way more on there than I do on YouTube, and you gotta follow those to keep up with me. Until next time, stay safe. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.